Hello everybody, I'm Peter Globe, and I'm gonna be discussing Salem's console. Not individual members, not how they act or the things, just how they basically are, their possible origins, some theories, and what they could possibly be the future members or anything. Now, before we start, I do not own any of these images. All of them belong to their rightful owners, which in this case are Rooster Teeth. I'm just using them to make these videos a bit more, a bit better. Now that said, let's get on. Now let's start this with the current members. I'm not gonna be including Lionheart because, well, to be fair, we don't exactly even know he ever was in the palace, and yeah, honestly, he seems more like the White Fang how it was. Just people who help out, nothing else. Which I just now noticed is the fact kinda weird. The only ones who aren't with them full time are the fawners. Maybe that'll come into the lore in Rwby Remnant later. Who knows? Now, of course, the first thing we need to discuss is the leader, Salem. Now, Salem's a bit tricky to discuss now. We don't know her origin, we don't know her powers, we do not know anything. I mean, it's possible that she controls Grim mentally, but a problem. But there are some people that theorize that with that ring she has, that she actually uses that to control the Grim. Although, if you ask me, that ring could just possibly be there to give people that put up the glove that Cinder wore in the episode that she tried taking Ember's power straight on. So it's kind of hard to say specifically. Now what I believe she wants is that she might be like, that she might want to be the only evil presence in the world in Remnant. Like, she's supposed to be the most evil one. But Aspen, which I will get more into it when I'm gonna come to Hazel, because his character is mostly based like that. So, maybe she wants to be the most evil, but Aspen is actually more evil than her, so she wants to destroy him or something. That's a pretty out there theory, because that she wants to be the most evil being, but Aspen is eviler, but still, we don't exactly know. A lot of people say that she's based off the Wicked Witch of the West. But if you ask me, let's just go into Dark Overlord's characters. Maybe we're gonna find something more to Salem's character there. Now, the next ones we should discuss is Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury. Now, Cinder, we don't exactly know if she's dead. I mean, Rwby Chibi kinda gave us that idea because they said that, because if you go by Steven Universe logic, the joke of Mercury, where's my twin sister, could basically actually be a thing. Seriously, people that like Steven Universe. And stuff like this a bit stupid to you? No, yeah. So for me personally, Cinder still is possibly alive. So, now, Cinder, as much as we see her, she's definitely power hungry, and unlike the other three, we actually do know what she wants. And that's power and never to be weak. So that's something. Her future is kind of a hard thing to say specifically. I mean, unlike Salem, who we need to see more to start making possibilities in future, for Cinder, we need to more discover if she's alive or dead. So for now, I'm not gonna give Cinder any kind of a future prediction. But what I will give predictions is Emerald and Mercury. Now, for Emerald, I believe she will be more loyal to Salem and just do stuff for her more and more. And we possibly get what she actually thinks of Salem. I mean, as far as we know, that illusion that she created of Salem would just be the misery of that Salem causes a couple of times. Or hell, not even that. That whole weird movements, that whole freakish things could just be because she's showcasing like what? Like 9 or 10 people the same fucking illusion? So yeah, it's kinda hard to say specifically if she thinks of that, how she thinks of Salem. But in case if she is, I believe she'll be more loyal to her than she was before. Now, the next thing is in case if Cinder is dead. If Cinder is dead, I can see this going either of 2 ways. One way is that she actually did care enough about Emerald that she sent it to Emerald, or she hated Rwby so much that she sent it to Rwby instead of Emerald. I mean, remember, we didn't exactly see a glowing ball of light going into one of them in case if Cinder died. Maybe that's why we're still unsure. So yeah, in case she might get the powers, or maybe not. Or hell, maybe she wanna get more of a first to kill Rwby and Yang because she might be thinking that Yang killed Cinder and to get Rwby those powers or something. I don't know. It's pretty speculative at this point. Now for Mercury. I actually think Mercury might just be a fighter, nothing else. No big character things. Just there to be helping and assisting them in fights. Nothing else. Nothing special. Just fights. Hell, I wouldn't be shocked if he gets killed in Atlas. Yeah, I can totally see him. He and Yang having a final battle, and then Yang beats him. And then instead of running away because the building is gonna collapse, his legs malfunction and the building crashes upon him. I'm pretty sure that could happen, and I don't exactly think, unlike Cinder, he doesn't exactly have the character that could keep him in the story, so yeah, he doesn't get a point. Now, let's discuss to the newest 3 members. Let's go over Watts, because I believe Hazel and Tyrion are going to have some kind of a similarity, which I'm gonna get into after Watts. Now, since the next arc is going to be Atlas, and I will be making predictions for Atlas, just when it's going to be announced when it's going to be officially released. In case if it already was announced when it's going to be released, please tell me the date. But yeah, I believe that now when they're going to Atlas, Watts going to have much more of a character, or start even more, taking control of the robots, setting up traps, just playing with them like they're puppets, just manipulating them, or something. I mean, how? As far as we know, Watts and Jocko and Schnee could be the same person, they're just using a hologram. Wait, now I think about that, that's a bit stupid. Yeah, that's probably just stupid. It's just my crazy theory or something. No. Yeah, he's possibly going to get more of a character. I mean, just more out of him. Just more. We did see a bit of him in the previous volume, but the rest of the volume he did basically nothing. Plus, I really would like to see Plus, I am wondering what his purpose could be after Atlas and the equipment, because, well, the final thing after Atlas is Valkyrie, and Valkyrie isn't exactly the most scientific place. I mean, maybe he's going to build a giant mech and that could be something, but for now it's not much. And now let's go over Tyrion a little bit fast. Tyrion's insane and incredibly loyal to Salem, to the point that he calls her a goddess. Even though I would personally consider her a demigod, but what do I know? So, nothing much there. Oh, I forgot to speak about what's his past and future. Well, I actually can't always speak about his past. Let's just get over what's his past really fast. I believe Watts was a scientist and helped and put out very great ideas, but his things were either taken over by some other scientists or they seem too insane. Yeah, nothing else. Now back to Tyrion. So, Tyrion's future. Well, consider how loyal he is to Salem, I'm guessing he's going to stick around a lot more. And yeah, I would just like to see him more and more badass battles. Hell, a guy who actually is insane would exactly be the worst thing on the team. Plus, getting a Scorpion Finance to be more of a recurring antagonist is much better. So yeah, for me, Tyrion would just by popularity stand to stay. And for the past, well, let's go to Hazel. I'm gonna bring her out later. Now, first thing I should address. Yes, it seems that if his story that his sister was killed training mission is a bit underwhelming. Like this giant bulky character who, even though he doesn't want to fight, he will fight if you get challenged or something. And then the reason why he does all this stuff is because his sister died on a train mission. Yes, that's underwhelming. But did you consider this? Aspen is the one telling us the story. Not Crow, not Raven, not nobody else. Aspen is the one who told us that. And last time I checked, Aspen doesn't have a record for telling the truth that well. Hell, I honest to God believe that he's not gonna tell Blake what actually is happening. Still, just like, Blake, let's tell Blake that that we are going to Atlas, that this is a battery that can power up a new giant robot project, and all those guys want to take that robot or something, and she'll come with us, and until she proves to us that she can be trusted, that's all we gotta tell her. I can totally see Aspen doing like that. I mean, it's not like he was exactly the most comforting to Blake when he had that talk. Like, literally, alright, if I find out anything about you that I shouldn't know, I will take you down, bitch. So yeah, I would be shocked if that's how Aspen goes with Blake. So I don't exactly, let's not say that it's 100% the story that Hazel has. Hell, maybe unless if we can confirmed information that Hazel is, that's Hazel's story, it could be something else. It couldn't even, as far as we know, it's not even a training mission. I mean, alright, I heard Unicorn of the War say it's not that his video, no, it's not that videos that are made by Unicorn Warn are terrible. They are pretty good. I believe I watched a couple of them already. Probably just the Capital Floss or something, or maybe I'm just confusing. The short story is, when Unicorn of War was going through Hazel's semblance, but it was stated that his whole thing that he helps a woman that his sister wanted to beat and that he's an idiot for it was a bit weird to say the least. I mean, wasn't he told that she got killed by Grim or something? Or as far as we know, she could be killed by bandits. Or hell, let's think about this even more, shall we? What if let's imagine that Hazel's sister had the same semblance as he does, blocking out pain. So imagine if one of those experiments that Osborn was doing was with her. Like he took a big stone of fire dust or lightning dust or whatever dust, and he used some kind of equipment or some kind of magic or something, and he stuffed that dust into her body so she could always have that. I mean, imagine, and instead of like getting the best out of the things and being like, and having her come out right and just has that powers, he actually burns her from inside outside, and she screams on top of her lungs and about the pain and all that. Just envision her dying just because of Osborn's experiment. And then he lies to her brother that she died on a training mission. Hell, that's what Salem could do. She could came to him, tell him the truth, and possibly shown it or something. We don't exactly know. And that's why he fucking hates Osborn so much. I mean, remember, Raven stated, and she did say that more and more she researched on Osborn, more and more she found how terrifying it was. I don't know about you guys. I'm grabbing all my stuff and getting the heck out of this before I get into something. I mean, we need to think about this. That could be what happened. His sister was killed just for an experiment, man. For an experiment that honestly didn't even seem like it would work. I mean, granted, it's possible that the whole story is the truth, and if it's not, it could be something different. But it does make sense. Hell, as far as we know, Tyrion could have something similar of a past. Like, Tyrion was originally one of the best huntsmen in Valkyr's academy. Like, very good strategist, pretty strong. And then Osborn came to tell him that for him to help him out more, he needs smarter. Like, he can make his mind better or something. And then the results of that experiment failing, unlike Hazel's sister, which was deaf, he just became insane. Like, literally lose his mind, start going around and killing stuff. And that mind Salem found, and she made him more stable or something. I mean, that could be the story of Tyrion. That he was pretty smart, but then because of Osborn, he'd become an insane psycho. And that could be the same case with Hazel. Honestly, until Hazel tells us the true story, we don't exactly know this story. Now also, we're in the subject of Osborn doing terrifying experiments on people which ended up unsuccessfully. Let's also say that, for lack of a better term, you know what, now I think about it, I'm gonna make a separate video on this. So look in the future for another video on that. Yet. I was Japan, but let's not do it now. Now let's just talk about Hazel's future. Honest to God, I believe like Hazel could be the one that splits the team up. Like that story that I just said could be the truth, and he says that truth to them. Well, Yank is terrified. Everybody else is terrified and shocked as they are, they still trust Aspen. Because it's possible she altered, like, or something. Like, Aspen says that, she can alter people's minds and something like that. So, yeah, it's kinda hard. So, yeah. But Yank, Blake, and John go there, and when Raver confirms that, that's not gonna be so not good for Aspen with that. So, except of that, I believe he'll just be a really tough guy to take down. Like, always in a group of people to take down. And now, when we will discuss the current members, let's discuss the potential members. Now, first thing, I'm aware that Whitley Schnee is here. And I know I made a video about him, how he can be a good guy, and we're just taking him the wrong way. But remember, that video was made because we do not know enough about him to confirm he's a villain. And before we go to him, let's talk about Adam. It's possible that he'll join up with Salem. Maybe after they win in Atlas, because I feel like they would win Atlas, he actually becomes the member, because originally he had an army. Now he doesn't have an army. So it's possible that Adam becomes a full-fledged member and just becomes a more antagonist against Blake. Because remember, Cinder can be antagonist against Rwby and John, and Emma could be antagonist for Yang because she thought she killed Cinder or something like that. Blake and Wise don't exactly have any reason to have an antagonist against Hazel, Tyrion, or Watts. So Adam becoming the antagonist, one of them would be a great idea and definitely much better. And now to Whitley. Yes, Whitley, as much as a lot of people hate him, let's rethink about this. After the next volume, something, in case if I'm gonna express my thoughts on it when I make predictions for the next volume, if the whole thing happens that his father gets thrown in jail because of the stuff and Wise gets her Harris back, Whitley might actually lose his mind because, well, she's so happy, all the friends, and as far as we know, he had no friends ever in his life. Even before, even if you want to insult him, he did not have a single one. And when he just goes into his room and just snaps and just starts breaking stuff, that's when the council could get in touch with him and he could help. Or hell, maybe his inspiration is the Ironmonger or some other villains with giant mechanical weapons. Like, he uses his glyph summonings, only unlike Wise and Winter who just get an action ally, he uses them directly. Like, how can, like, if you, like, cut the armor at him, he can simply use his summoning to get him a new arm who can be even stronger than the last one. That'd be great. And I would be more of an antagonist against Wise. Her own little brother she caused to be evil. Well, because she never neglected him and always thought he was just a douchebag, but now he is an antagonist. It would be great. So yeah, I couldn't speak anything more about Whitley and Adam, and this video is already enough long, so I'm just gonna end it out here. I hope you liked this video. I hope you're gonna leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all the people next time. Bye.